106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
I guess we can get the goddamn show started.
God damn it, let's get it fucking rolling.
God damn fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
You know, now you're starting to understand O'Reilly's position, aren't you?
Yeah, well, for... God damn. What do you mean? There's nothing on it. I can't read it. I can't read it. There's nothing on it. All right. Usually we start off with a... you know, a fun, big story. So this is our favorite that we covered from the first show. She's back, so enjoy.
To you, Norm Kent, when you hear a story like this, where the guy is high on a legal marijuana cookie, how can you continue to insist that pot be legalized? And I'm not talking about medical marijuana. So don't start up with that. I'm talking about recreational marijuana.
Because, Nancy, I'm not going to let the isolated stories you drag off the internet impact and affect the millions of Americans who use marijuana responsibly and do not impair or impact society negatively.
Norm,
you're the one who's sending out the bad message.
You stated that we dragged this off the internet, when actually that's a police 911 call that you just heard. So are you suggesting that somehow it's not real because it was written about on the internet? Are you saying the 911 call is not real?
Is the bitch that dumb that she doesn't understand the point that he's making? That, like, you're just grabbing crazy stories from wherever you got the 911 tape, online or whatever your source is. You're just grabbing crazy fucking stories from wherever to try and make your point. And she's like, are you suggesting that it's not real, that we're making it up? Like, no, you fucking dummy. We're suggesting that you're grabbing the craziest stories and then portraying that and putting that out there as, like, this is what happens when you smoke marijuana.
Yeah, but don't you put her in the pot and stew her,
yeah,
TJ.
Don't you put me in that pot and stew me. I was a prosecutor. Look at that face. Jesus Christ.
I know. Don't look directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
That's what the sunglasses are for. We don't have to look them directly in the eyes.
Could you imagine if it was 106 miles to Chicago and Nancy Grace was in the back seat?
Oh, my God. It's fucking instant suicide.
Oh, that car could not go fast enough. Oh, all right, we continue.
No, I'm saying your argument is not real because you take isolated instances of aberrant behavior and try to make them standardized for all marijuana users. And once and for all, Nancy, have you no conscience? When will this stop? When will you own up to the fact that millions and millions of Americans can light up a joint and have been since the age of Woodstock without impairing families, driving recklessly,
I was
or
really just
endangering
looking for an answer to the question, but obviously you're stoned.
What? But obviously you're stoned.
Because he's not telling her what she wants to hear.
Exactly. She asks a question, and he deliberately says, well, she's like, well, what do you think about cases like this? And he's like, I think that you're dragging that shit off the internet and making a big deal about something that is very rare. And then he says, you know, she's like, oh, you think we're making it up? You think it's a lie? And he's like, I think your argument's a bunch of bullshit that you're making up. When are you going to admit it? And she's like, I was just looking for a simple answer, like a yes would have done just fine, sir. God, what a dumb bitch. You must be stoned. No, bitch, I'm stoned. And I could and 2 Chainz was stoned when he made you look like a dumbass. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking Nancy Grace. You got something to add in here, or you want to continue listening to the nails on the chalkboard?
There's so much. She gives you so much. Just let her go. Yeah, I want to hear her go.
All right, here we go.
Let me go out to Dr. Michael Arnold.
Well, you know what
forensic
Oliver Guthrie once said, in a straight world, you need to be stoned.
In Denver, Colorado. Dr. Arnold, you're there. You're in the middle of it all. Everyone, Dr. Arnold joining us from Denver, where the Colorado Assembly deemed it okay to legalize recreational use of pot. Dr. Arnold, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, I can tell you that it's relatively common to find THC, marijuana, in the blood after individuals either shoot or hang themselves, get in front of guns and are shot during homicides. We're finding it relatively common in children. We do toxic.
What the fuck does that mean? Get in front of guns that are used in homicides.
No, I love the argument, and you hear this shit all the time. Anytime, for instance, somebody gets in a car wreck or something horrible happens, somebody dies or whatever, and they find out, oh, they had THC in their system. The thing is that THC stays in your system for so fucking long.
So long, bro.
It's outrageous. Like this guy, the guy that got in the car wreck or the guy that hung himself, he might have puffed on a joint like 2 months ago, and it was in his fucking system. And they'll bypass. It was a shitload of alcohol. Okay, we'll look over that. They find nicotine in his system. All this kind of shit don't matter. Marijuana was in his system.
Yeah.
This son of a bitch.
Therefore, and there are actual stories where the marijuana thing is direct, like where the people had their kids smoking weed, or where people, I don't know, do stupid shit, whatever. But the whole tying it in just because it's in your system. I got pulled over at a DUI checkpoint. And they gave me a lot of shit, and I ended up getting arrested. But that's not for DUI or anything. This is a long-ass time ago. Anyway, I watched them do to this guy. They were like, you're under the influence. So they give him a breathalyzer, 0.0. So they're like, all right, you have weed in your weed on you. So they searched everywhere, couldn't find anything. They're like, you have weed in your system. Pee in this cup. And he's like, what? Fuck you. I'm not peeing in it. He's like, I don't gotta pee. What are you going to do now? So they're like holding him to get him to pee and whatever. And they did. They arrested him for failure to, because on your license it says you don't want to do any kind of sobriety test, and they can fucking arrest you and take your license or whatever. So that's what they did. Yeah.
It's crazy because, you're talking about something that, was it THC clings to fat cells and stuff like that? You're talking about something that, for the average person, is going to stay in their system for a long fucking time.
And for a fat fuck like you, it'll take at least 60 days to get out of there. Yeah.
Oh, at very least, let alone my hair. If they did a hair call, I'll find shit from high school in here.
How are the audio levels for everyone? I wanted to ask. Everyone's happy with the audio levels? This video, the audio levels are a little low, but it should be better in future videos.
Good.
All right,
good.
I'm glad. I'm running an actual physical mixer and a digital mixer right now, so I'm trying to make sure everything sounds good. Let's continue with the dumb bitch Nancy Grace.
Toxicology on kids under the age of 5, and we do hair toxicology to see what type of ambient environment in which the kids live. So it's common to see dead children with THC in their hair. So my impression is that there is just an appalling human carnage associated with this psychotropic drug.
This guy's a fucking complete idiot.
Appalling human carnage?
Human carnage associated with fucking a little bit of pot. Being able to relax or whatever. I assume that he's fighting much harder to prohibit alcohol than he is to keep weed illegal, right? Because, the carnage there is so much more apparent. It's so obviously, if he really cares about the carnage and everything, then he would be fighting to reinstate prohibition for alcohol and not just keep pot illegal because of some fucking stupid bias.
Yeah, that's what makes it. Like I say, it makes me wonder who these people are playing to. I understand. Nancy Grace's crowd. I gotta say, if you're tuning in to Nancy Grace every day or every week, whatever the fuck, you're one of those people. I'll just call you those people.
Those people.
It's like those who we do not mention. Those types. I mean, dude, that's like that is the most retarded shit I've ever heard. When you're coming down and you don't see, how could you not see the hypocrisy coming down on marijuana use, opposed to the other shit that is completely illegal? I mean, these like we talked about, TJ. You mentioned it. The same arguments that worked for Nancy Grace on this weed stuff work for absolutely. I mean, you're talking about staplers. They work for staplers as good as they work for fucking marijuana. Oh yeah, well you gotta give your child a stapler. Let him go staple people up. Is that what you want? I mean, there's the same fucking arguments, dude. It's horrible.
She's a special piece of stupid. But it's the same kind of double standard that a lot of religious people, Christians here in America, and I'm sure other religions in other countries, but what I'm exposed to most is Christianity. It's the same kind of double standard they have, where it's like, oh, I can understand where my religious freedom should be respected. I just can't simply flip the argument and consider it coming from someone else, and then it's still, you know, if someone else says the same shit, then it's invalid. It's only when I or someone like me that agrees with me says the shit that it's valid. It's such a load of bullshit, and it's kind of the same kind of double standard they have here, ignoring the elephant in the room, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, and not being able to. I guess it's kind of almost it's just like a rational approach. I mean, it's like a hypothetical. Okay, this works for this. Let's try putting it here and moving it down the line. That's just kind of how reasoning works. Does this argument work all around? If not, then it's just not a good fucking argument, is it?
Hey, do me a little favor and turn your mic down through Skype just a little.
Mic.
Just a little. Couple notches.
Shit, I don't know if I can.
It sounds great to me. It's just that it's like clipping on one of my other things. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah,
that better?
That's much better.
Okay.
We should be good. I'm sorry, guys. This is a work in progress. You have to deal with this kind of shit for a little bit. All right, let's continue. This is a long fucking video, and we're not probably going to go through the whole thing because there's actually a couple others to add on top of this one. Because, you know, for the first topic, I like to go all out because that's when I'm the most sober. So here we go.
Let's go back to Norm Kent, Brad Lamb, and Dr. Drew Pinsky. Dr. Drew, I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, the story I agree with Norm, actually, believe it or not. The story you dragged out about the man eating the marijuana cookie could just as easily be a drug withdrawal syndrome from the prescription drugs he was taking. In fact, the cannabis may have just been incidental. Now, I'm not saying cannabis is not associated with psychotic episodes. I'm not saying that the forensic pathologist is not right. There are human consequences from this drug. But that has nothing to do with the argument about whether it should be legal or illegal. It's just the facts about the relationship with the drug.
Dr. Drew.
Nancy.
I really
It's nauseating.
She's such a bitch. And she's like, Dr. Drew. She's like, I expected you to agree with me, and you agreed with the guy that I fucking couldn't stand. All right? Now, Dr. Drew. He's like, Nancy. Let me finish my point, you dumb bitch. He literally didn't even get like 20 seconds. Now, it was, I don't even think it was 15 seconds. Like 10 seconds into his spiel, she was starting to interrupt him.
It's interesting, though, because doesn't Dr. Drew normally agree with her?
Yeah, that's the whole, they have like a back and forth. She goes on his show, he goes on her show. Like, it's his whole, so he's supposed to back her up, but she ends up with just some deranged dude on the phone is the only one that is actually agreeing with her at all. Awesome. Good job, Nancy Grace.
Oh, God, damn.
Hashtag pot to blame. But because the letter 2, like T-O, that's too many characters. But the number 2, that's hip. Or maybe they do that because they have 2 chains on there. Who the fuck knows? She gets made to look like a fool with anyone she brings on there. She could bring on like a drunk hobo that smells like piss, and he'd make her look like a fool.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying, man. It's not just that we disagree; it's that she's so obviously fucking nuts.
She's really.
How do people not see this? How do even in the politicians and stuff that we've shown? The fucking was it Jody Ernst from last week? Like, how do you not see that these people are just fucking nuts? I mean, like, how do you watch Nancy Grace just like, Preach it, Nancy. Tell him.
And no, how do you listen to this bitch and be like, prosecutor material? Let's put this crazy bitch in charge of fucking like sentencing, people's freedom and justice. Like that's this bitch that's making these arguments about marijuana. And imagine what she did in the courtroom. Can you imagine the kind of shit that she pulled in the courtroom trying to make people, you know, oh my God, and if they had THC in their system or something like that. Oh my God.
No wonder this guy raped this child and killed his entire family with a skillet. He was smoking marijuana.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, and there's probably people still serving jail sentences because Nancy Grace was a prosecutor.
Jesus. Give me 1 second. I want to change something. This one.
That's outrageous, man. God, dude. And Dr. Drew.
There we go. Sorry, I had shared the wrong screen, so you were getting a delay through that, I think, but not with the sound, just with the video. It should be better now.
So I'm good in Skype now to watch?
Yeah, you should be 100% in Skype.
Sweet.
Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong fucking thing. It takes time to get used to.
We'll do it live, bro.
Well, yeah, fuck it. All right, a couple more minutes of this. I don't know how much more I can stand, but this Dr. Drew bit is pretty entertaining so far.
Appreciate Dr. on call. I do. I'm a big fan. But you're in our house now, all right? So you can't just throw out a fact
you don't get to talk.
Okay, Norm, just try to get it out of your system so I can address Drew on this.
He's trying. He's trying to get it out of his system, you bitch. And he's totally right. He's like, it means you don't get to talk because you're in Nancy's house. It means zip it the fuck up, Drew. And she's like, and you can't just go around throwing facts around. He said, what? She's like, and this is the bitch that picks the most extreme stories and cases and throws them out as if they're common everyday occurrence and not rarities. Oh, yeah. And then she has the nerve to tell him he can't go throwing facts around and shit.
Yeah. The 2-year-olds getting handed fucking blunts by their parents. Look. Look.
Can you see that? Look. Can he see that? Look. Jesus. All right, here we go.
Dr. Drew, you can't just throw out a fact unless you have backup for it. Now, do you have any evidence that this man that just guns down his wife in front of his children was having withdrawal from some other drug?
In the police report that you say is the factual matter that you've taken off the internet, there were empty pill bottles found in his room. And the fact is, he may have, there's a common thing right now is that people are being dismissed from their medical care because they get carried away with their opiates and their benzodiazepines. They go into withdrawal, and in fact, they use pot to try to deal with the withdrawal from the prescription meds.
To Justin Fryman, let's try to get the facts here, because there's an empty pill bottle in his room does not mean that he killed her. I want to see Dr. Drew, please, because he's having a medical withdrawal from drugs, all right? Nothing in this police report that I also have says that he was coming down from withdrawal. Nothing. You, Dr. Drew.
Why do they mention the empty bottles then, Nancy? They emptied as evidence. The empty bottles are presented as evidence. Why do they mention that then if it has nothing to do with the story?
Because if you're familiar with police reports, and especially in homicide cases, they write down every single thing that they can that may be involved in the case. In this case, there's nothing to suggest that the pill bottles had anything to do with this. As a matter of fact, Justin Fryman, isn't it true that the father reacted this way after he has a marijuana cookie? He went berserk.
So because, you know, the empty pill bottles are there, but that doesn't mean it was some kind of withdrawal or anything. You can't just tie those things together. But when it comes to pot in his system or being high, then immediately that is the cause of him going berserk. And not only that, but if you legalize weed, there are many other people out there who, after getting high or eating a pot cookie, are going to go berserk and kill people. Because that's a very common thing from potheads. You smoke a bunch of weed, and then you're like, do I want some Twinkies, or do I want a pizza? What do I want to watch? Some Sons of Anarchy or Breaking Bad? What am I gonna? No, you know what? I'm gonna go berserk and just kill a shitload of people, because that's what stoners fucking do.
From a pot cookie.
Yeah, pot cookie. Now, mind you, some edibles are really fucking potent. I can tell you from experience that you can overdo it. Well, edibles, the thing with edibles is they take a lot of time, and then they have a really strong effect. So you might think like, oh, this is doing nothing, and you eat a shitload, and then boom. And then you're like, oh, sure.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like tops go berserk. If you go berserk on anything, it's on like the fridge and the pantry.
Exactly.
If you go berserk, it's not like I just have to murder my neighbors. No, you know what I mean?
You can go about as berserk as you could laying on the couch. However berserk you can go while still like laying still on the couch. That's as berserk as you go when you smoke a shitload of weed. Overdosing on pot type of deal. That's an argument you never hear her address, is that nobody has died like from overdosing on weed, while everything else like prescription medication, even fucking aspirin, and certainly alcohol and all that shit, even Red Bulls, people die from this shit. People die from all that, and no call to ban or outlaw that shit, but rather to THC pot. It's just ingrained in her that like anyone that smokes pot is just a bad person, I guess. And she'll tell you, no, that's not what I'm saying, but it is. She's basically saying we're all a risk, a threat. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Go ahead. Is there more?
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're not even halfway through this one, and we're not going through the whole thing, but this is kind of the juicy bit.
All right.
That's true, Nancy. And also, police say that the only substance found in his blood was THC, which shows the marijuana in his.
Okay, hold on. Back to
Again,
Drew.
the withdrawal from the
only
other
thing
medicines are what the
found
case I'm making.
in his blood was okay, Dr. Arnold, can you analyze that for me? The only thing found.
I love that she keeps going back to the only guy that agrees with her. She's like, I know that there's 5 people here, but there's only one of you that agrees with me, so we need to just keep talking with him for a long time.
She heard all she needed to hear.
Yeah.
The only chemicals they found in the system were THC. Done.
She's sitting there saying, like, the only thing found, but that supports Dr. Drew's argument that he would be in withdrawal for the other drugs because he wouldn't have them in his system because he would be out. That's why you're in withdrawal. If you have drugs in your system, you're not in withdrawal. It's when the drugs are not in your system that you go into withdrawal. So it proves his fucking point. And she's like, tapping her ear, like, excuse me. Like, she's such a bitch.
I'm just waiting for her to cut Dr. Drew's mic.
Oh,
that's what I'm waiting for.
It'll probably come.
Blood was pot related. What does that mean?
Pot.
There's probably a couple of subsets of individuals. And in that sense, Norm probably said something that's accurate in the sense that some people respond to marijuana in a catastrophically bad fashion, others don't. The first problem is you can't tell the difference.
It's just a continuous disconnect from like following the argument through with like some people react badly to caffeine, so make it illegal. I'm sure that if you search the fucking body of dead people or the shooter or who they got caffeine in their system. Like 90-something% of the time, way more often than pot. So I guess the caffeine is the issue. Let's outlaw caffeine. I'm sure that would be really popular with the people.
That is the argument they're using, though. Just because something is in their system is, of course, the point. Doesn't necessarily mean it was the causal agent for them to do whatever the fuck it was that they're doing.
It's what is it? Causation and correlation.
Correlation, yeah. I mean, just because dude, I could. We could, TJ, you can go on a mass murdering spree. We pump your stomach and we find nothing but milk. This guy drank a gallon of milk before he went out on a rampage and murdered everybody at the local post office. Well, obviously, we must ban milk.
They'd call it mad cow disease, or in my case, mad cock disease.
Mad cock disease.
Mad cock disease. That's something I get like every time I make a video about Fox News. I get a little dose of mad cock disease.
Yeah, we all get a little dose when you make a Fox video.
Oh God! All right, I'll try to make it through another minute of this video.
Dr. Drew is in some sense correct. Many of the individuals that we see with THC also have methamphetamine, cocaine, other substances in the blood. That leads.
But this guy didn't, Dr. Arnold. This guy doesn't.
That's correct. And there's a subset of individuals. You've got a case of a person who shot his wife. There was a kid here who had an epiphany while only on THC. And his epiphany, his word, not mine, was to repeatedly stab himself in the neck and in the chest. I did his autopsy.
Like, people like that are going to stab themselves, holy shit. And he considers that like the norm, or is that the argument? But he's even saying Dr. Drew is right. So even the guy that agrees with Nancy fucking Grace is smart enough to agree with like the most basic fucking simple argument and saying you're full of shit.
Jesus, I mean, this is really like some reefer madness type mentality towards marijuana. I really honestly, until Nancy Grace, I thought we were done with this.
No, not even close. If we were, it would be legal.
I thought, well, I mean, I understand, even some people that are like, well, it's not dangerous, but it should be kept illegal for whatever reason they have. I understand that there are always going to be those people, but the people that are just like, well, this guy smoked marijuana and murdered his family, or thought, you know what, I'm high, might as well stab myself in the neck with a knife a bunch of times. I mean, I'm sorry, as high as I have ever been in my life, and I can speak for the overwhelming majority of pot smokers in this. No, that never enters into your fucking head. It was not a marijuana-based thing. That it's like something in the THC said murder. I mean, dude, this is like...
I'm gonna do a scientific test right now. Hold on.
This is for research, by the way, everybody. What are the results, TJ?
Hold on.
We're awaiting the test results.
Hold on. It's gonna happen any second. Nothing so far.
Wait a minute there, TJ. You don't want to take yourself out first. You have a girlfriend and a kid there.
That's right. Yeah. I probably wouldn't be very good at taking myself out anyway because of my impaired coordination and difficulty with thinking and problem solving. Also, I might forget that I wanted to kill myself because of my poor memory.
Jesus. We need to get on Nancy Grace one day. We need to explain that to her. Nancy, I would be so high that I would forget I wanted to kill myself.
Nancy Grace would jump at the opportunity to have me on her show. She would literally jump on the cock.
Nice.
Thank you. All right. God, I think.
Do we need any more of those?
Yeah, I think it's done. I honestly, I gave it a good shot. That's a 13-minute video, and we made it about halfway. That's fucking impressive as far as I'm concerned.
But 13 minutes of Nancy Grace is like fucking 3 hours of somebody else.
It is really bad.
Jesus, I'd never seen that one either.
Really?
No, I hadn't seen that one. The one that I saw was when she had the guy from, I think it was Normal.
Oh, I
think
we're gonna play that next.
Okay.
Give me 1 second though. I did want to do this. I made these little things, so I figure I might as well use them, right?
Oh, that's badass. Telling you, this dude goes all out, man.
Yeah, there we go. That looks good, right?
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, goddamn.
Well, goddamn. Look at that TJ. Spending that's time I could have spent with my daughter.
Well, at least you put it to a good cause.
Yeah, well, I eventually...
If you had a son, maybe. But, I mean, you have a daughter, so...
Yeah, exactly. I I was gonna say something that would give the feminists too much material. I'm just gonna zip it. All right. I think this is the one you were talking about. Let's watch this.
Back to Brad Lamb joining us, addiction specialist and founder of Breathe. It is a life healing center. Also with us, Mason Tuvert.
Center and Mason Tuvert. What the fuck is wrong with her? Like I'm gonna make you listen to that one more time. Listen to the way this woman talks. She's like the dumb, cheap female version of Bill O'Reilly. Dumber version.
Brad Lamb joining us, addiction specialist and founder of Breathe. It is a life healing center. Also with us, Mason Tuvert, communications director of
Jesus. Where's she from? Do you know? Do you know where it's from?
It's got to be somewhere in the Midwest.
Center.
The center. Tubbert. Did you see the way she jumped? Look at that face, by the way. That face is fucking epic. That's Nancy Grace, you know, in like first thing in the morning. She's like, hey.
Oh my god, that's a whole nother thing. Could you imagine rolling over in the morning and looking at Nancy Grace?
Oh my god.
That face.
No, at that point, someone definitely spiked your drink because there's no amount of like non-spiked alcohol that can get you that fucked up. Seriously. Look at that face. One more time, we're gonna listen to this intro, and then we'll let it play through. Listen to, oh my, how do you fucking get a job when you talk like this? This is the dumber, cheaper female version of Bill O'Reilly.
Back to Brad Lamb joining us, addiction specialist and founder of Breathe. It is a life healing center. Also with us, Mason Tuvert, communications director of the Marijuana Policy Project. All right, Mason Tuvert, let's first ask you, what is the Marijuana Policy Project? What is that? And do you get paid by them?
Well, yeah, that's my job. Our goal is to end marijuana prohibition and replace it with a system where marijuana is regulated and taxed and treated similarly to alcohol. It's a system that a majority of Americans now think would be a much preferable system to the one that we have.
Okay, and again, in a nutshell, if you could, you think marijuana should be legalized because why? I mean, you do know it's addictive, highly addictive, right?
Well, marijuana's addictive properties have been found to be actually pretty mild compared to not only alcohol and tobacco, but even caffeine. So, you know, the question is this.
So
do we
are you
really
admitting
need to be
that it is
criminalizing
addictive?
She went from, it's highly addictive, you know that, right? To, but you are admitting it is addictive.
Yeah, after he says like less so than was it alcohol, tobacco, or caffeine.
Even caffeine. She's like, but it is addictive. That's what you're saying, right? That's what I'm taking away from this. It is addictive. My point stands. I win. I'm Nancy fucking Grace. Guilty. Guilty.
That's what I'm saying, man, because her viewers have to just be like, oh, Nancy. Oh, Nancy.
Like,
when she says some shit like that. Jesus.
I seriously, I think my addiction to people who draw half-assed terrible cartoons on YouTube is stronger than my addiction to marijuana. Oh, yeah. Hi, Dark Matter. I didn't see you there.
Oh, is he? Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, he's here. Sorry. God. I hate talking about him behind his... bald head. Let's continue with Nancy Grace's geniusness.
Oh, yeah. A lot of derp here.
You do admit that it's addictive.
So is sex, so are video games. The thing is that you just you do not like the people that.
How can you disagree that a lot of things, including sex and video games, are addictive? How can you just because it lessens her point? All she wants him to do is admit pot is addictive in some way, at some level, and then he's like, oh, so are pretty much everything. Like people can be addicted to YouTube, to websites, to anything. Addicted to wearing sunglasses inside.
Yeah, there's this. I had to do a speech when I was in college, and I had to do it on a controversial speech. So I did marijuana legalization. And there was this quote that I looked up that I think is fucking great, and it shows here. It said, I forget who the guy was, but he said, marijuana is addictive in the sense that the greatest things in life are worth endlessly repeating.
That's awesome.
I mean, dude, that should say it all. I mean, think about all the stuff that you enjoy. You want to do it again and again, right?
Well,
So,
you know, I've also heard a great quote, and it's when you quit, like, you know, drinking and smoking and everything like that, they say you live longer, and it's not that you live longer, it's just that it seems longer. Because you're fucking terribly bored, and you're, you know, just, I don't know, it's to me, it's a total relaxation thing. You know, I work my ass off, I put a lot of time into shit, but I'll be damned if I don't like to catch a buzz. And
well, yeah,
I'll certainly be damned if I'm going to let people like Nancy Grace. Can you imagine Nancy Grace as a mother? Like, as your mother, like, growing up. Oh.
And I think she's going to say later that when her husband is drinking soda, she wants her husband to put it in like a different container.
That's from this interview. I forgot. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Use marijuana.
I disagree with you.
You just don't like people who use marijuana, and you want to see them punished.
That's not it.
But the fact is that they're normal people just like you. They enjoy using marijuana for the same reasons people like having a drink after work, and they shouldn't be made criminals for it.
Actually, Brad Lamb, the reason I'm against the legalization of pot is because I've seen too many felonies. And I don't mean pot sales or growing pot like this guy up in Connecticut. I mean people on pot that shoot each other, that stab each other, strangle each other, drive under the influence, kill families, wipe out a whole family. The first time I ever had a pot case...
You sound like you're from the 1930s.
This female...
No, but I have to...
Hold on, Brad. The first time I ever came in the first case, it was a plea. And there was this gorgeous lady standing in the middle of the courtroom crying. And I didn't understand. I said, well, what is this case? Somebody else was taking a plea, and they said she's a stockbroker. She got addicted to pot. She ended up losing her job, wrecked her car, couldn't make the house payments on her house. So her husband got custody of the children. So now she has no car, no house, no family, nothing.
And that's the face of, like, oh, Nancy Grace thinks she just pwned your ass. That's the fucking Nancy Grace just pwned your ass face.
Out of all that, the reason I like this video clip so much is because this guy actually, I think he brings it better than most of the people she drags to the show.
Oh yeah, well, look at the opposition.
Like, is this bitch for real?
Yeah,
like,
he's like, he pretty much nailed it. He said you just have a thing against people that smoke pot, and you feel like you should be able to punish them. All her entire arguments about, oh well, she lost her. That could have been prescription pills. That could have been alcohol.
I would say, I mean, I haven't looked up the stats on this because honestly, I'm convinced enough that I don't even have to look up the stats on this, but I could be wrong. But I would say if you look up what alcohol does as opposed to marijuana, the scenario she just laid out, I would almost guarantee you happens much more often on alcohol.
Oh yeah, she's like, people shoot each other. You know, here's the thing: a lot of people smoke weed, so it's going to be in a lot of people's systems when they do shit. It doesn't mean they did it because they were fucking high. You know, and like we stated earlier, it stays in your system for a long time. So you smoke a bunch of weed like 3 days ago and then do something crazy. You're not still high. You're still not under the effects of that marijuana anymore. And if you do something stupid and then they do a toxicology report, of course it's going to come back positive for THC. And then dipshits like Nancy fucking stupid face Grace are going to like tie that shit together and say, that's the cause. You're a fucking idiot. Complete fucking moron. And she was I keep bringing it up, she was a goddamn prosecutor. Yeah, and then people like Louis Gohmert were judges. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, not just are they complete dumbasses, they're involved in a big part in the legal system. And then one of them is actually gone on to be, Louis Gohmert is a representative.
Yeah.
In my state. No less.
Klingenschmidt.
Yeah, these people. It's not. That's what I try to tell people. It's not just some sort of lunacy that is just like restricted to like a TV channel or the fucking internet or some shit like that. These people are involved in the system. That's what's fucking nuts.
They drive the system, and they are in a position of power to actually do something, and that's fucking terrifying. Terrifying. And then not only that, after they're given a fucking position of power like a prosecutor, they're like, you know what? This bitch is just dumb enough. Let's give her own show. And she's had her own show for years. And she's made filthy rich by being this complete dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, sickening. All right. I hope you got your screenshots. We're about to continue.
And the advocates for pot, to your point, sir, that's advocating pot, is they're so thin-skinned. On one hand, they're saying, hey, it's no big deal. It's not as addictive as alcohol or meth. It doesn't wreck as many lives. And then I have all these moms over here with whom I work, and on Twitter, Nancy, who have said, you know, this has wiped out our family. This has caused a lot of pain and suffering in the lives of our loved ones.
You know, it might be because you ostracize them and hate on them because they smoke weed that it tears up your fucking family. If you have someone that's like, oh, I don't respect you, and I think you should be punished for doing, you know, for grown-ups, obviously. For kids, whatever, they're under their parents' fucking supervision. But for if a 22-year-old guy's father is not going to talk to him because he smokes weed, then it is detrimental. It's detrimental because the other guy's a fucking retard about it. And he's not open-minded about it, and that's why your fucking family's breaking up, not because the dude likes to get high occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like you told us that story that last time about the time you got pulled over and you ended up getting busted for having some weed on you or whatever. It's like the same thing. That's what, like, if you ever watch Cops, that's what the cops are telling these guys. Like they found a fucking dime bag in a dude's back pocket and they're taking him to jail. You see where marijuana gets you. You see. Well, they wouldn't have gotten me in fucking custody if it wasn't illegal in the first fucking place. Are you kidding me?
They're basically just running up and like smacking people and being like, "That's what you'll get if you whatever the fuck I decide." It's and then there are people like that nod along with Nancy Grace because they just like, oh, if it's law, it's law. You just respect it. You don't question it. I'm like, yeah. If we had gone that direction, we'd still have fucking slavery. You dipshit. You fucking moron. Yeah, don't question it. There's civil rights. Who needs that shit when you just like stay with the law? It's never changing and you just respect it. The law is never go the fuck away. Get the fuck out
absolutely. Of here. That's how reasoning is supposed to work. It either, like we said, it either applies all around or it's not a good reasoning. It's not good reasoning at all.
By the way, stop messaging me on Skype. I can't check it because it'll change my goddamn screen cap. Just letting you know. I'm talking to you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you've messaged me like 4 times, but I can't check
like a long ass time ago.
Yeah, well, I'm
okay.
Stop stalking me, Drew. It was cool. It was cool for a little while, but now it's like every Tuesday I try and do a live show, and this motherfucker shows up, and he's like, you know, looking all creepy, wearing sunglasses at night.
I just want to get close to you, TJ.
I know you do.
I want a little bit to rub off on me, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God, it's not gay until you feel the stubble on the inside of your thigh. All right,
the very words I live by, TJ.
He was like, that was my senior yearbook quote. That would have been a great quote. Let's try and finish this one. There's not too much longer. Then I have a special fun video, and then we're going to take a break.
Okay. So the pot advocates have terribly thin skin, and I think there's really the pot profit motive that he's...
The pot profit motive, by the way, in case you didn't catch it. The pot profit motive.
Really advocating for more than anything.
Brad, let me ask you a question.
And pot does wreck a lot of lives.
Sir, I work for a non-profit organization. You're a treatment specialist who gets paid because people get referred to treatment when they get arrested for marijuana. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. There's no evidence that marijuana leads to violent, aggressive behavior.
When they're addicted.
No! They could have just bought their very first fucking bag of weed and never smoked it before and then got nabbed for it, and then they get fucking referred to a goddamn guy like this that gets paid for it, and Nancy Grace like, no, it's because they're addicted. No, it's because they like the state likes to pay everyone the fuck out, and they have retards like you in fucking charge who get to make the rules and set the standards and the punishments.
you see the cycle because somebody gets busted with pot. Part of the court order thing for a lot of things is like mandatory rehab. Okay, so these fucking people that smoke the pot go to rehab to get out of fucking jail time over something that was ridiculous. They do the rehab. The rehab guys take the statistics and like, wow, all these people are coming in for pot, and it's a fucking circle.
Yeah. Oh no,
it just all goes back around. They talk to the legislators. Look at all the people here for pot. We have to make this illegal. People are addicted to it.
You have to realize that there are like no politicians, none, as far as like popular wise. Okay, I'll rephrase it. Very few politicians that run on a pro weed ticket.
No.
It's like on the same level as the politicians who want to raise taxes. Because they know it's good for, like, it's good to raise taxes if those taxes go to the right places and help your community and your state and whatever else without fucking wasting it and losing it through the military and shit like that. It's you just don't get a lot of it's all the same fucking thing is basically what you get. And the people that do make any kind of sense, or at least are right on a couple issues, never take off or get elected, or if they do, it's for a short term and then they're out because people are fucking stupid. And Nancy Grace is on television. That's fucking proof. That's fucking proof.
Well, it's either that or the people that are the pro-pot guys are like some of the libertarian guys that they have the good ideas on some things, but on the other things, they are just so fucking batshit that they're not even electable at that point.
All right. Someone said move on, and I think they're right. So Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this, and this next one is only like a minute long, and it's highly fucking entertaining. So enjoy.
The judge allows in evidence that Trayvon Martin did have marijuana in his system at the time he died. What difference, if any, does that make? Because I've seen too many felonies, and I don't mean pot sales or growing pot like this guy up in Connecticut. To me, it means that he is less likely to pick a fight with someone. I mean, people on pot shoot each other. Isn't it true that when you smoke pot, you just want to lay on the sofa and eat? People on pot kill families, wipe out a whole family. The common connotation pot goes with lethargy, with the munchies, with wanting to eat, with being laid back, not with chasing somebody down, jumping out from behind bushes, beating them in the head till they're pulpy, and basically starting mortal combat. That's not what you typically equate with smoking a doobie. I've got to be drinking booze, or I've got to be smoking, or I've got to be high on pot.
She has to be. She has to be something to be that dumb. I hope she's just not that dumb naturally.
That's what I'm telling you, man. I'm not buying that she's necessarily that dumb. I'm buying that she's that fucking fake. And people are telling her what exactly is that.
I don't know. She might actually be that dumb because I mean, look, Drew, look. Can you see that screen? Look, Drew, look. She's fucking. She's dumb. She's fucking dumb. That's like saying Louis Gohmert is just acting. No, he's fucking stupid. Don't cast aspersions on his asparagus. How about a new Thug Life? Thug Life, yo. Alright, so... Oh. Where are all my Thug Lives?
You're ready for some Thug Life.
Yeah, everyone should be. Now I just have to find where the fuck I put all my Thug Life videos. Damn it.
They're probably in the fat folder, TJ.
No, I have my own Thug Life folder, but it's not in there. Let me check this, no. Let me check this, no. Let me check this, no. Alright. Huh. Well then. What have I done? What have I done?
When AK says you done goofed, TJ.
I done goofed. I don't know what the fuck I did with my Thug Life set. They must be somewhere. Jesus. It's embarrassing, to be quite honest. Okay, I'm gonna give up here in a second and just play something else. I can't believe.
Sorry, I would fill the empty space, but these sunflower seeds are just so good.
Oh, good for you. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I do with them. I'll have to go look for them during the next break or whatever, and we'll just play a shitload of them in a row. That's disturbing, because I know that I fucking saved those goddamn things. They should. Oh no, wait. I think I know where they are. Found them. Got them.
There we go.
Sorry, guys. I'm a fucking retard. I forgot to move them. All right. Thug Life. Enjoy.
Joyce Evans for the Channel 6 10 o'clock news. Fuck it, we getting out of this joint.
Come on. On the water or the ocean a lot? Are you? Because some people hate the ocean.
No, I like the ocean. I do. I like the ocean very much.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
You must. Do you float a lot in the ocean?
Sure. What do you sink? Might be that cast iron heart.
What? You want to battle me?
He was on the back of Holyfield. That really takes a lot out of you when a big man lean on your back like that.
Left hook inside for Holyfield. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. What a mind to rhyme and to hype me. It feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homeboy from the Oak Town, and I'm known as such. And this is a beat you can't touch.
I want to take another question. There's a gentleman in the red shirt back there. He's had his hand up for a while. Come up to the microphone.
My question's for Deepak and the bishop. Now, you stated before that all belief is a cover-up for insecurity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the G-Shock costs about $1,200, and doctors say it is safe, but for some reason it just doesn't work on everyone. For more information on tonight's story, go to abc26.com/beautybreakthroughs. And guys, the shot lasts between 4 and 6 months, and Susan, who you met in our story, says that is one appointment she is not going to miss, because she says it worked for her.
So she's enjoying penis a little bit more, is she?
This goes to the bitches that's hanging from my ding dong. My ding dong. This goes to the bitches that's hanging from my ding dong.
So, the one other B-roll shot we're gonna crowd is we're gonna.
Peel slap, yeah. Peel slap, yeah. Peel slap, yeah. Peel slap, yeah. Peel slap, yeah.
Let me ask you this, Alice. I was wondering if it'd be okay if we'd go on a second date.
Can we just be friends?
Oh, well, it's plain more fish in the sea for me. Farewell, my friend.
You little dumbass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather fucking do.
Hey, il est où, Fadia?
Je crois qu'il dort dans la loge, là.
Et venez, on va le réveiller avec ça.
Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Geek, I ain't playing around. Make one false move, I take you down. Niggas will get along. I paid $1,000 for my sneakers. They tell you $100K for a feature. Sound on the bed, beat it up, then I get some head. Well, I might get some head, then I beat it up. I don't give a fuck.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, nigga, bitch?
Is this going to be a new thing for you to do interviews laying down like that?
Only if your mother's next to me. Ooh.
Come on. Ha.
And I...
How you gonna end it? What's your sign off?
I haven't really thought about it much. Good night, everybody.
Oh, no!
Fuck with me, you know I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it. Sexy bitch, I hope she got it.
Oh, God, I just blacked out.
Hey, what you looking for? Looking for pussy, nigga.
Kid looking in the microscope was pretty fucking epic. What you looking for? I'm looking for pussy, nigga.
Oh, man.
Thug life, yo.
Not bad, not bad.
Thug life, yo. It gets better because this might be the final show with Thug Life. It might be. We'll see because of the copyright issues with the music. But I do. It gets better. These last, I have 4 of them lined up, so that was the first one, and they get progressively better. All right, you ready for the next shenanigans? I gotta remember that.
Oh, of course. What do we got?
Let's see. We have the pissed off preacher. You want to watch the pissed off preacher?
Everybody loves a pissed off preacher.
All right.
That's hurricanes and weather.
Way in the whirlwind
gas.
and the storms, the clouds of the dust of God's feet. Let man lie to you. Mother Nature don't do that. That's God. Trying to warn us to evacuate, to leave Satan alone.
Leave Satan alone. Let me
I love how they just drop off laughing.
Oh yeah, I wanna get a freeze frame of him like jumping in the fucking air and doing that. Come on now, hold on.
Let man lie to you. Mother Nature don't do that. That's God.
Jumping for Jesus.
Motherfucker's full of the spirit, ain't he?
Jesus, what is he sitting at a fucking street corner? Just like he's screaming at cars that are waiting for the fucking green light? Like,
isn't that how these people normally do it?
You might know that you're full of shit and nobody wants to listen to you if you have to scream at them because they have no choice but to sit there for a few minutes. You might know that what you're saying is not very fucking, it's not coming across right. You gotta try a little harder. It's a God! That's a warning from God! You don't just get a thunderstorm, it's a warning! Satan don't fuck around!
Oh, and I love it when they're that energetic too. Oh God damn it!
He is. He ain't fucking around. I don't think the next preacher we have lined up was fucking around either. So let's. It's got a little bit of an intro here, but gets right to it after that.
Son, don't go to sleep while I'm talking. Hey, don't you lay your head back. I'm important. I'm somebody. Now, you might do your English teacher that way, but I'm not teaching English. I'm teaching eternal life here. I love you. You know I love you. Have I convinced you I love you? Yeah, you better nod your head. You're sorry. Come on, put it up there. All right, stay awake and you listen to me.
Can you guys hear that through? The volume seems a little bit low. I hope you can hear it.
He may never come back. Well, he ain't here now. And where have you been? Mr. Underwood. And I noticed on the calendar I'm supposed to marry y'all. What makes you think I'd marry you? You're one of the sorriest church members I have. You're not worth 15 cents. And you want me to marry you to her? And you want to marry him? And he don't even know where he belongs? And you don't even know where you belong? Now, let me tell y'all, everybody here, how much I love these kids. Do you know I love you, sir? Stand up, big boy.
All right, I'll just have to explain it because the volume is really low for everyone watching the live show. He's basically going to call out multiple members of this congregation, including the guy in the video room, who he says needs an attitude adjustment, and goes on this weird rant about how he's trying to create his own kingdom in the video room. And he's like, I ain't fucking around. I'll tell you the truth. He's like, I'm supposed to marry you next week, but you're the sorriest member of my congregation. Like, whoa, bro. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people there anyway. You might want to go easy on the small crowd that you do have, or you might end up yelling at people at a fucking red light.
That's the next step. What we just saw, the video before this,
that guy
did
he did the same shit. He was yelling at his congregation until everyone fucking left, and now he has to scream at cars at a red light. It's the next step, man. You don't want to chase away your fucking fans. You know, I know this from experience. I've got a little over 100 people in here. I love and appreciate all of you, and I'm certainly not calling you out or saying like, I'm supposed to do an interview with you. You just, godless engineer, you just gave us money on our Patreon. You're our first patron for the goddamn podcast. Go fuck yourself. You're the sorriest motherfucker in this room right now.
You ain't worth 15 cents.
You ain't worth 15 cents. Well, technically, you're giving us $5, so technically you're worth 15 cents, a little bit more. But the point is, you fucking suck. Go suck off a donkey.
I'm just thinking, like, dude, who seriously, in a congregation, who sits there and just takes that, man? I mean, even if you don't want to cause a scene, how do you not, like, leave and not come back?
Yeah, you gotta be a special kind of, like, dumb and
a glutton for punishment or something.
It's pretty much the same as us watching this shit, really.
Well, I mean, at least I'm not sitting through it. If I was sitting in a church service and some asshole behind the pulpit was trying to talk to me like that, I would just be like, okay, done. I'm not coming back. No, you're not going to marry me because I'm not getting married by some fucking prick like you.
Oh, my God. What a... And can you imagine coming back for... You've already got the wedding, like, planned and set and everything, though, right? So imagine that you have to come back, like, a week later and get married by the guy that just called you out at the last fucking sermon. Jesus Christ. But how uncomfortable would that shit be? So the guy that's taking your vows called you the sorriest member of his fucking church, not worth 15 cents, but he's going to take your vows and give you some kind of blessing. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, for real, and you're probably going to pay him for it.
Oh, they have to. Yeah, they pay, especially if it's at the church you pay to take up the space and yada yada, and it's tax free. Isn't that nice?
What a fucking asshole.
Anyway, let's continue. This is from last week's show. You might remember this woman.
If you get to the United States Senate and you have the majority, you can block President Obama's judges. But most Americans would say you need to have a real reason to block those judges other than just they're liberal. How do you set the criteria that you will use, Mr. Clovis, to block those judges?
I have a very firm litmus test. That litmus test is if a judge comes before the United States Senate and I have the opportunity to vote on that judge, can he or she explain to me natural law and natural rights? If they can explain natural law and natural rights and provide the linkage to our Declaration of Independence, which gives us the why of America, and then link it to the Constitution that gives us the how of America, they'll get my vote.
Yes, sir?
Absolutely, and I would say that you have to go back, you have to do your research too, and of course that's the process, but making sure that they do stand firm with what our Constitution says, like Sam said, the how, but understanding where the Constitution came from and our laws, and they all did come from God. So making sure that we do the proper research, make sure that any decisions they have made in the past are those decisions that fit within that criteria.
Mr. Jacobs?
So that's Joni Ernst letting us know, just in case you thought she was maybe a rational person that just had bad advertisements. Yeah.
She makes sure you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you still like Joni Ernst after that, you deserve to squeal on a biscuit.
Jesus.
She's so she's like, while the Constitution is important, it's important to understand where it came from. God gave us the right not to worship him again. in the it's free will through the government. It makes total sense.
Oh man, the best picture I think I've ever seen, man, is the one that goes around fucking Facebook. It's this picture of everybody gathered around. It's like all the founding fathers and everybody, and it's just Jesus holding up a copy of the Constitution.
Awesome.
That's these people. That's like what they think. Like that's how it happened. That's how it went down. Jesus just showed up one day. Yeah. Well, dude, in the picture I'm thinking of, in like the background behind Jesus, it's all the founding fathers over here. And all like the latest like Democrat presidents, the liberals, and they're all doing like this, like they don't even want to look at it and acknowledge it, right? and all the other ones over there, the Republican guys are just like praise Jesus.
So it's like the last. It's like the Last Supper of. Exactly. It's awesome. Exactly. That's awesome. You know, I actually have a giant Last Supper in a nice frame up on my wall. We have a lot of like crosses, and I have Bibles and all kinds of shit in this house. If someone that came over here would probably think I was religious if they didn't know me or ask or watch my fucking videos or the goddamn podcast. All right. Fuck it. Let's do another Thug Life then. Thug Life is always good. You can't go wrong.
Just as a reminder, everybody, just you can send us stuff to our Facebook or the goddamn podcast on YouTube. You can send us stuff. I mean, some of the things are just absolutely crazy.
Do us a bigger favor. Somebody Drew, put the link to the channel in the chat, because I know a lot of people are watching and not subscribed, and we can't even do a custom URL until we break 500, and we're really close. So, and then at least we can do a custom URL and not just be channel like x694_ lowercase y, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, do us that favor, do subscribe, and pretty much all we do is post the full show there. So if you ever miss a show, you'll be subscribed and you won't have to deal with it. So it's one post a week, the full show, no bullshit. So yeah, please do that for us. All right, the next Thug Life. Enjoy, guys.
Hi, I'm Ed Asner.
I don't give a fuck. They done pushed me to my limit, I'm all lit. I might blow up any minute, did it again. And now I'm in the back of the pack, bragging while this cop bragging about the nigga.
23, humidity 85%, a north wind at 13 miles an hour. Picking up some snow, are we? Yes, we are. In Princeton, we picked up 9 inches of snow. Bill Ricca had 7, the biggest amount that I could find, almost as big as me, about 9 inches.
It's time to escape, but I don't know where the fuck I'm headed. Up or down, right or left, life or death. I see myself in the midst of smoke.
Here on Long Island. Earlier today, Nassau County Executive Ed Mangano did say that they have treated the roads that are normally trouble spots. They have the plows out, so he thinks they are ready for this, and they are ahead of this storm. As the snow continues to fall overnight, only time will tell. Reporting live from Nassau County, Stacey Dell.
And not too many people out walking around, and that is a good thing, because as others have been telling you, this storm is going to get much, much worse. This is only the beginning, and so all of the warnings do need to be taken seriously.
Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
And England skipper Andrew Strauss arrived in London, proudly showing off the little urn. They'll spend 4 days at home before flying out for the World Cup. And Belinda, I just can't understand how something so small can be so impressive.
Well, Mark, you would know about that.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
lot of
Ernie, question.
Please, Shaq. Please.
No, question.
What's your question?
If I ask you, do you want to put some 26s on that thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Because you're just talking to me because I stack paper to the ceiling and write on 24-inch chrome.
What are you drinking? What are you doing? What are you drinking, G?
He's allowed.
He's allowed. What do you mean he's allowed? He's like 8.
Oh no.
Gentleman's a very effective spokesperson for the company, but obviously the people who live there are not satisfied with his explanation.
Right. So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Oh, why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
Well, I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
All right, thank you, Caleres and Grubby. I have one question to start things off, asking MC. Did you ever think you were going to lose? Bitch, please.
You snuck into the room to see what the...
I sneaked into the room. Snuck isn't a word, Conan. And you went to Harvard and you should know that.
Nope. Snuck, past and past part of sneak.
Come on. Hot, sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage on.
Thug life, you know. Great. Snuck. Yeah, I know hang is only a person cannot be hung. A person is hanged. All right, that's like a twist on grammar, right? You knew that, right?
I beg to differ, TJ. A person can be hung.
By the neck, it's called hanged. And I know what you're talking about because I am one of those people. But
No, TJ. You mean to say I'm hanged? Is that you want to tell your old lady that? You think that's going to get you laid, bro?
Yeah, I don't think gets all the ladies to tell them that. Yo, I'm hanged.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Good luck with the casual sex, bro. That's all I'm saying.
So basically, if you think about that next time you hear about someone like with a noose around their neck and someone accidentally says they're hung, you can think it's not about the rope around their neck, is it? It's about the rope between their legs. Oh shit! All right. Fuck. We're only gonna go for maybe another hour. We'll try and shoot for an hour.
Yeah, because I thought Dark Matter was going to come back.
Yeah, he probably will.
You know, the little bald feller, about yay tall, makes horrible cartoons.
Drives one of them Hot Wheels Lotus things. All right, this is one that I thought would be fun to cover. So let's hit it.
Thanks, Clayton. Well, it's a remarkable statistic, shocking. Nearly 46.5 million Americans are now on food stamps. That includes 16 million children, 1 out of every 5 kids in America. These numbers basically doubling since President Obama took office in 2009. So what is causing these skyrocketing stacks, and what do they say about the future of this country? Here to debate.
First of all, it couldn't possibly be a stagnant minimum wage and record profits for corporations while with minimal pay for their employees. That couldn't be it, right?
Oh no. I think what you're starting to advocate there, TJ, is what we call socialism.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, because it's socialism when Walmart underplays their employees so badly that their employees have to be on food stamps and rely on government assistance. Otherwise, they can't fucking survive, even though they work full time.
Of course, even though that the CEOs of Walmart make more than most countries make. No, that's socialism, TJ.
Yeah, that and by the way, you wouldn't want to take government handouts, right?
No, even though technically, if you want to get technical, we subsidize Walmart because we have to pay those employees in these food stamps that we're talking about. But that's just paperwork, TJ. That's statistics.
I remember the story about a food drive in the Walmart employee lounge for Walmart employees for like Thanksgiving or something. Like Walmart said, "Oh no, that was run by other employees, not us. Like we weren't doing a food drive for them," which makes it even worse. That means you fucking had to have your own employees look out for each other because you're such a douchebag that you underpay them and then don't look out for them. Because imagine someone working full time at Walmart with like 5 kids or something like that, and imagine that they're Christian. That. Christians often are conservative, and they have this like, I love my fellow man, but I don't want to pay for their fucking kids or whatever. But I also don't want them to have an abortion. I don't want them to use condoms. And it's just this don't, and that shit doesn't work. You can't make shit work like that. Like, I want to be able to drive from point A to point B, but I don't want to have to freaking clear a path, and I don't want to have to freaking pave a road, and I don't want to have to maintain it. That shit doesn't fucking work. You have to fucking put some, have a little bit of initiative and put a fucking foot forward and give a little bit somewhere. Otherwise, you end up with shit like we have here. And they're going to turn this around to be like, oh, it's, well, I guess I'll let them speak for themselves.
Talk radio show host Richard Fowler and syndicated columnist Star Parker. Richard, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. Star, you too. Richard, to you first. This is not a sign of success, is it, of the Obama economic program? More people on food stamps? That's bad, no?
No, this is definitely not a sign of success, but this is not a Democrat, an Obama, a Republican. This is an American problem. Food insecurity is a really, really, really big deal, and what it means is even though we're seeing GDP growth, what we're not seeing is this GDP growth hit Main Street.
Really? So, Star, how can you have a country in which hunger and obesity are both big problems in the same community?
Well, I'll answer that shit. Ready? Because cheap fucking food is unhealthy. and if you're fucking hungry and you don't have a lot of money, obviously if you're hungry you don't have a lot of fucking money, like if you have a hard time getting food or whatever. So imagine you're working 2 jobs because one isn't enough to fucking support your family. So you're working 2 jobs and you have no time to fucking cook or feed yourself or whatever. And so the quickest, cheapest fucking thing you get is this unhealthy bullshit. And then they turn around and say, how can you have 2 problems like that at the same time? I just don't get it. That's so confused. Look at Tucker Carlson. He's so confused. That face right there, that's the confused Tucker Carlson. I don't get how you can be fat and hungry. That's what that blows my mind.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. And what can you add to that, really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll continue.
One problem with the food stamp program is that it's no longer a stamp. It is a SNAP benefit on an EBT card. So what has seeped into our society, into our American psyche, is one person, a single mom, for instance, will say, I'll buy my kid their McDonald's, you buy my kid their veggies. This mentality has seeped into our society because traditional family life has collapsed. When you look at the numbers, the majority of people on food stamps today, 86%, are in single-headed households trying to raise children. 48% of American children today are born into families with a single never married mom. This is a problem. Their life is hard.
Okay, I would like to address that because my daughter is born into an unmarried, unwed relationship, and we live in the same house and everything. The marriage thing doesn't change a fucking thing for us. So I don't understand how my daughter's life is harder simply because I didn't get married or sign a piece of paper or whatever the fuck it is you think because the people that are on food stamps, they don't make enough money where marriage gets them a tax break, you know? There are certain people where, like, you make enough income together where getting married gets you a tax break. And there's a point to that where it would save you money and help you and your family or whatever. But for the people on food stamps, they don't make a fucking enough money to get that tax break. And so getting married is pointless. It's the same Bill O'Reilly bullshit, like, oh, if they only got married. And mind you, their entire argument is basically punish the kids.
Yeah.
But you know what? Why you have all these kids and you can't afford them? Therefore, let your kids be hungry. And we're the good people looking out for America and shit. Go get the fuck out of here. Anyone should be able to tell that it's the children that are getting punished if you deny people food stamps that have children and whatnot. And who cares if they get fed McDonald's from the paycheck of, you know, Walmart paycheck, and then the government pays for veggies? At least they're getting their fucking veggies then, right? But no, it's not good enough, and it's a problem, and they're gonna have a hard life. Jeez, what is your solution? Don't let them have the veggies?
Yeah, well, pretty much, because giving them the veggies is socialism. It's the same. It's the thing that they come back to all the time, and the thing that I guess a lot of them don't understand is like what you were saying. Statistically, the majority of people on food stamps, the vast majority of people on food stamps that I've seen in the stats, they do work, and they don't make shit. And these are people, especially because from what I want to say, the last time I looked at it, it was somewhere around 85% of households that get food stamps include either the elderly, the disabled, or children. So these are the people that are getting the food stamps. These are households with those people in it. This kind of mentality that people have of, oh, the people on the food stamps are just these freeloading, doped-up drug addicts and stuff like that. It's one of the reasons in your state they started doing this. They want to test drug test welfare recipients, people that are on food stamps. Isn't that in Florida?
Oh yeah, Rick Scott. Not only did he want to do it, but he tried to do it so that his wife's company would be the one that did the drug testing.
Yeah.
So she would receive the money, and they've done this in other states, and they have it's like under 2% of the people they test end up coming back positive. I mean, but think of all the different scenarios in which someone could fail a test and not have spent government money on it. Let's say that I'm out of work and my neighbor is, I know my neighbor or whatever, and I'm taking government money. And then, by the way, unemployment here in Florida is 6 weeks. I don't know how they think you're riding the government for six whole fucking weeks, and then you're done. No more money. That's how long they fucking give you. Yeah. So you really ride the government there. But let's say food stamps or whatever, they want to drug test me. Let's say that I'm not spending my food stamps or trading them. I'm actually buying healthy food and shit. But my neighbor that I'm friends with says, hey, you want to come over and smoke a joint or something? Bam, then I fail a drug test, but I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't spend any fucking money incorrectly, and it doesn't make me irresponsible to although Nancy Grace would tell you otherwise, to smoke weed or whatever, like once in a while. They just don't think about any kind of scenario. It's just like so black and white to them.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I think we're stuck in the situation that we're stuck in. And they keep cutting it too. They keep cutting the food stamp funding and things like that.
Even the very term Social Security, how can you try and make the term Social Security sound bad? It's social security. I mean, it's like, safety for everyone, looking out for everyone. How is that a bad thing ever? And they somehow manage to treat that. They use the word socialism like it's a bad word. They use the word liberal like it's a bad word. It just shows you like the real level of intelligence that you're really dealing with. That level of intellect where like just calling you the word that defines a certain belief of yours or whatever is an insult. As if me going like Christian would be an insult. It's not. That's not a fucking insult.
Because the thing is, the word isn't the label isn't the problem. It's how far you're taking it to one side or the other. You can take socialism to a degree that it's absolutely fucking horrible, but you can take capitalism to a degree where it's absolutely fucking horrible. And that's what a lot of these people seem to be wanting to do, getting rid of the minimum wage, things like that, getting rid of workers' rights, no paid vacation, no earned holiday, no 40-hour work week anymore. We can work you as long as we want to.
Child labor.
That kind of stuff. Unions, absolutely done. I mean, no safety regulations. Like Rick Perry in Texas, the EPA is horrible. It needs to be completely revamped. All these strict, regulations need to be done away with. And then we get a plant explosion in Texas that kills like hundreds of people.
Oh, and then you cut the education budget over and over and over and over, and then wonder why people are uneducated.
Yeah, and because public schooling is socialism. They have this idea. Oh no, bad, that all bad. That's all bad. Well, the thing is, we've actually got a lot of really good things out of that. But you want to completely cut it away because it's like, well, there ain't no reason my money should be going to pay some other person's kid for school. And
like the red lights at every intersection is socialism. There was
sidewalks.
Yeah, there's a video. Maybe I'll try and look it up for the very end of the show for anyone that's interested. But it was like a thank you socialism or something like that. Anyway, it was like a blog post that went around, and someone that I know read it out loud and I put like pictures to go along with it. Or maybe he put the pictures. It was a long fucking time ago. I can't remember. Anyway, but it's basically going through like, how someone is hating on socialism while they live their entire lives around that same kind of socialism. Like when they feel that they can go to a restaurant and eat and not get sick because there's regulations there, and they can drive to work and listen to the radio and do all these things because of the fucking regulations and the government and the shit they put in place. But, smaller government, because everything that can be done better privately. Get the fuck out of here. They sold one of the highways here in Florida to like a Belgian company because they're like, we just can't afford it because they didn't have the tax revenue to fucking do it. So they sold it off to get some money back, and this Belgian company doesn't give a shit that fucking highway is never not under construction, and it's just falling. They don't, and then the tolls, more toll booths, and then they'll like add a toll booth and then lower the tolls by a quarter to make up for the extra toll booth, and then like a couple months later raise all the tolls by a quarter, and with the extra booth. So they're making a shitload of it. It's a giant fucking scam the way they do it, and really there's no other option because it's one of those monopoly things. It's the East-West Expressway, how you get around this motherfucking place if you need to get to the other side of town without sitting through like 2 hours of traffic. So I mean, they are providing something there, but it was started by socialism, and that the government just didn't have the revenue to keep it up or even keep it at all.
Well, and as far as regulation goes, I only want to say one more thing. There's this funny joke. I hope I can remember it all the way. That has to do with regulation. It was Ayn Rand and Ron Paul walk into a bar, and they order a shot and they drink it. Then they die from alcohol, poisoning.
That's
because
right.
There's no fucking regulation.
Because it was fucking bathtub gin. Someone saying that socialism looks good on paper but doesn't work so well like in practice. Well, that's why you have a mix of socialism and capitalism. Just like all those socialist European countries.
Every other first world country.
As if, and we here in America also have a mix of capitalism and socialism. It's about finding the right mix. Not about saying, like, one is great and one is terrible. No, you have to find the fucking right balance. It's so fucking obvious to everybody else. And the people in other countries look at us in awe of, like, this is the fucking superpower of the world. These complete morons have that much military because they can't even figure out how to fucking, like, give their people health care, but they know how to blow people up, don't they? How to fucking give everyone, like, give 18-year-olds guns and send them to fucking Iraq and Afghanistan, but they can't fucking look after them after they get injured and shit. It's a sick fucking situation.
Jesus, it actually looks like we have quite a few people in here that kind of have that same sort of mindset. I'm serious. Even let's say we took out the word socialism. Let's say we just said, what would you call it, TJ? Community coming together to better their community. If we called it something like that, let's say we didn't use the word socialism. If we said something like that,
mandatory charity.
If we were to call it anything else, I'm actually really curious if people would have the problem with it.
Well, someone says say welfare. Look, the roads were not built privately in your town and shit, and you pay taxes to pay for that shit. You have to look at, and look, I am one of the few people that I don't make a lot of money, but I'm still willing to pay more taxes if those taxes were to go to actual things that actually improved the fucking society and the social welfare. And by the way, welfare is not a bad word either, dipshit. Welfare. It's meant to be like, judging the state of, and if their welfare is good, then they're, and like I said earlier, 6 weeks for unemployment here. I don't know what it is in other states, but I can't imagine it's like forever. Just take government money forever without doing anything. It's not fucking like that. And if you've never been in the situation where you have to try and get government money or food stamps, it's a major pain in the ass. I've had friends that have sat on the phone for days trying to get through just for fucking food stamps. Calling like every 15 minutes for days and not getting through. It's not like some just handed it, like they come to your door and hand you your fucking card or some shit. Dumbass. Yeah, and her point that it's because it's not stamps anymore. It's a card. I don't know what the fuck that's just technology, you dumb bitch. Nobody's licking stamps for fucking food anymore. And by the way, they still do paper vouchers for WIC, which gives cheese and eggs and milk and shit like that, and formula.
Yeah, formula, yeah. All that kind of stuff.
All that stuff that babies need. The babies that I'm sure they would say they care very much about. They just don't want to help.
And one more thing here in regards to socialism and stuff like that. We're living in the richest nation on the fucking planet. And if people want to complain about poor people getting food stamps while we lose approximately $300 billion fucking dollars every year from rich people not paying taxes, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That is a much bigger issue
Dark
than
Matter
poor
has
people buying ramen and shit like that.
Dark Matter has a great comment here. If you want to get a lot of money from the government without doing anything, become a congressman.
No.
Ding.
Even though you don't have a say in it, get born into a super wealthy family that has tax loopholes and has the options and get their taxes cut all the fucking time.
That begs another question. Like, why do people like the Koch brothers continue to push, and the Waltons? Are they not rich enough? Like, the ultra fucking wealthy is not enough for you? You need more.
And that's another thing. Even if we do raise taxes on the richest people in America, they will still be the richest people in America. I mean, we're talking about America is a nation that in the 1950s, 1/3 of all of our tax revenue came from the rich people. Now about less than a tenth comes from the rich people. I mean,
and the income gap is just widened and widened.
Absolutely, dude. It completely continues to stretch out. What is it? The top 1% owns more than the 40%, the bottom 40%.
They say I heard a number something like the richest 100 people have more than like the 100 million, the bottom 100 million or something like that. So the top 100 have more wealth than the bottom 100 million.
And that would just be in America. My understanding is worldwide, it's like 315 or 350. The richest 315 or 350 people own more than half of the human population on the planet.
You're talking about like 300 tax the fucking churches, man. Yeah, someone finally said it. Tax the fucking church. You know, and I'm not saying all churches, but the ones that want to be politically involved, which is almost all of them, you got to tax that shit, man. You got to tax that shit. You can't allow them to get involved politically, then claim freedom of religion and tax-free status and, like, you know, non-profit and shit like that. Like, there has to be tighter standards for that. And can you imagine the explosion from the fucking religious right if you ever tried to fucking tax their churches?
Oh, absolutely. Persecution to the extreme. Jesus told us this would happen.
The only thing scarier to them is getting money out of fucking politics. All right, let's try and finish this fucking video.
So, Richard, that is such a smart point, Star. Thank you. Richard, you just heard what Star said, and that's not an opinion. Those are facts. Every sociologist agrees that growing up in a single parent household makes your life harder and poorer. Why does the president, why has he not a single time encouraged people to get married when they have kids?
Here again with Tucker Carlson's that's a real question there. He almost looks like George Bush. he does. Like, but how is getting married solve everything? Like, imagine every woman that got pregnant was forced to marry the guy that got her pregnant. All right, and and that solves everything somehow. That solves money issues. That creates an awesome life for the kid no matter what. The relationship is awesome because they're married. Have these fuckers not heard of divorce? It exists for a fucking reason. Yeah. Divorce exists for a reason. It's because marriage doesn't fucking work all the time. And in fact, it works about half the time. Sometimes less.
Well, that's it's something I've kind of always wondered, is because these are the people that I guarantee you, if you ask Tucker Carlson if he thinks divorce should be illegal, we all know what he's going to say. Well, no, absolutely not. People can't be forced to say no. Then what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
It's the same thing they use against, biblical gays can't get married because of the Bible and shit like that. Well, the Bible specifically says you can't get divorced. It's adultery to get divorced, but they're fine with that.
What do you think is more detrimental to a child? Being born with the parents separated and from birth understanding that, like, mom and dad aren't together, but, like, dad loves me and mom loves me, or dad isn't in the picture, or whatever the fucking situation may be, or being born into a pretend relationship that isn't gonna fucking work and was forced or is trying to make something that isn't going to work, and then they separate. What do you think is more detrimental to the child? It's like being born blind and then going blind, later on in life. It's much easier, or it's hard to adjust. It's easier to start off that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that might sound cruel or whatever, but it is really for the best interest. It's like smacking a kid's hand so they don't touch the stove. That's bad, but it's for the fucking greater, the bigger picture kind of deal.
But I'm like you. I'm still stuck on this. What is it that you gain from the state recognizing your union that makes the difference?
Apparently, they think that automatically makes people good parents, and that they're gonna be together there for the child. The crackhead dad that knocked up the hooker mom, if they would just get married, that kid would be in awesome shape. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. All right, let's see a little bit more of this. It's not too much more.
Well, listen, I don't think this is about marriage or traditional family, Tucker. I'm from a single-family household, and I've managed to be very successful. I think what this is about is finding a way to help people pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And that means you have to have a policy that allows for them to get a chance to go out there and get work that can allow them to make ends meet.
And also that they need boots.
Not bread bags, boots.
You can actually pull yourself up by your bootstraps if you have boots. So, some government money for kids to have shoes, I don't think is a terrible thing. And I'm not talking about like, oh, this kid gets a pair of fucking brand new Jordans or some shit. But enough money to, like, go to Goodwill and buy some shoes for your kids or whatever, I don't think is a terrible thing. And I have no problem with my money going to help kids in need or whatever. I've never once, I don't understand how a racist person could, I can understand how you can look at like a group of black guys wearing like, blasting ghetto music, all with their hoodies and like smoking black and mods, and you'd be like, them niggers. Like, I can kind of understand where you're coming from, but if you come across just a group of kids playing, like, do you look at those kids and like judge them on their race? I guess I'm not saying like the racism is okay when it's done towards adults or whatever, but I guess I'm more understanding of it. I don't see how people can be racist or anything other than caring towards fucking kids. The kids have no fucking choice. Don't you fucking remember being a child? Like, you don't have a choice. You're basically just strung around, and you don't cook your own meals. You don't make your own money. You're at everyone else's mercy. And if you've got bad parents, the least you can get is maybe some fucking food from some food stamps or a pair of shoes or something. Jesus, they're talking about how hard their life is, but they're not trying to fucking improve it, are they?
Yeah. The bread bags on the feet, bro.
Yeah, and she said that like she was
school with the bread bags.
Said that like she was proud of it.
Yeah,
fucking dumb bitch. All right, trying to get through this.
Just completely ignored the question, which is, why wouldn't, since we know that marriage makes people less likely to be poor and go to jail, why wouldn't President Obama encourage people to get married? Simple question.
Well, marriage is not something that the federal policy can sort of encourage. What we need to do is create jobs in the economy, and we have to make ends meet. No, wait a second, Star.
When you're
and if you look
talking
at
about
all the
$900
individuals,
billion in means-tested welfare programs, and we know
wait a sec,
that
Star,
the reason we have to...
Is she seriously suggesting that the federal fucking government force marriage or something? Or endorse it? Like, just get married and that'll fix everything. That's right up there with fucking Rick Perry's prayer day. That'll fix everything.
Well, and not only that, the Rick Perry prayer day would have been, optional. Just this idea that, no. Once you reach a certain age, you're supposed to be married. You need to be married. Get married. That's just fucking retarded.
Can you imagine if, like, you were forced to marry the first girl you ever had sex with?
Oh, Jesus. Because I can remember the first girl I ever had sex with.
Yeah. That's like a scary thought. And that's basically what, they're asking you to do, is to give up your freedom and your choice and be stuck because they think that's better somehow for you financially. Somehow you'll get a raise if you're married. Somehow, your vices and your issues will go away if you just have a ring and a piece of paper. Like, and then, I guess going to the courthouse is just as good as going to the church, just as long as you're married. That makes all the difference. It's the stupidest fucking argument, and I am done with this fucking video.
Do you think that they're trying to get through, like, the back door, like a religion type thing, because marriage is from God? Do you think that's kind of where they're going with this? That's what's going to solve the problem.
I think that's maybe where their opinion originated from, but in their mind, they probably have it separated. They have it like, look, my religion, marriage is like sacred and all that, but, all in all, marriage is better. People are better. They're forced to be together, so they're forced to, like, it's just, and then we have things like common law marriage. So I'm pretty much common law married to my girlfriend. We've been together. We have a child. We live together. We've been together for fucking 8 years plus. Mm. So I mean, that's pretty much common law marriage right there. So, but all our problems are solved. Thanks. Awesome. Woo! Thank you, state, for forcing the marriage that they claim that they don't endorse, because the state forces a common law marriage if you're together, living in the same place for a long period of time, have children together, shit like that. Bam! That's pretty much forced fucking marriage. But they say, the federal government should do it. It's not good enough that the states do it. Get the fuck out of here. All right, done. Done with this. Done fucking Fox News. Getting me loud. I don't want to be loud.
As it always does.
Oh, damn it, I removed the wrong fucking thing. I suck.
Yeah, that's but no 100 in the chat. That's what I've always said. Other than potential tax breaks, I don't understand what you necessarily gain out of marriage as opposed to, just dating or whatever you call that.
I mean, long-term relationship. I mean, I don't understand what they think. Yeah, it does. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do a goddamn thing unless you make enough money, like individually put together, and it gets you that tax break as a household or whatever. But it's just ridiculous the way that they treat it as if it's a solve all for all the issues. And they're like, look at all these kids on food stamps. If only the parents were married, that would solve their kids being hungry. I don't know. Like, oh man, if only we had rings on our fingers, our kids wouldn't be hungry anymore because we live in magic la la land.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely, because nothing else changes other than the fact that now we have a contract that says we're fucked.
So stupid. All right, this one is gone. Remove. This one, remove. All right. How about another Thug Life? You in the mood?
Thug Life. Let's do it.
Everybody's always in the mood for a Thug Life. I want to hear it from the chat real quick. I know there's a slight delay.
Let's get a Thug Life, everybody.
All right. Here you go, guys. Enjoy.
We're talking about in a year you could be paying $240 for PlayStation.
They do have a plan
PlayStation Now as opposed to PlayStation
for $45 for 3 months, but nothing beyond that.
So let's see, 40 times.
So it'd be times 4, it'd be $180. Yeah.
You did the math faster than I did.
That's what I do. So
fast math.
Is it your glasses that do it? Is that it?
It's my dick.
26-year-old Jack Urey jumping jacks in a hand right now. After the flop, his grandson Seth Harold by his side.
I'll bet one.
Jack bets 1,000 on the flop of 6-6-7.
You don't want to just get them all in?
In a hand against Steven Friedlander, who moves all in.
You might as well just get them all in.
Hey, don't push around my man Jack Urey.
Jack gonna make the call. Yeah, puts himself at risk. Friedlander shows a full house. This might be it for Jack Urey.
You're in trouble.
Show us.
He's in trouble right now.
Show us.
Go ahead, turn around.
Turn over.
Turn over.
Show us.
Pockets better full house.
And Jack Urey will survive this all in unless the last 6 to 1.
2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door.
Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more.
Your worst nightmare. What's he doing? No.
Niggas be having them PhDs, player hating degrees. In the Motown, we call it pimpin', hogging, and dogging, understand me? Yeah. HK and the mess nigga in this bitch for the 9-6. And we gonna lay shit down for you player haters.
Yeah, I am taking points away from you.
You know what? I will voluntarily give you my points.
All right.
They're all in Bitcoin. They're worth nothing.
I'm sorry, was that Bitcoin?
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. A real gangsta-ass nigga knows the play. The real gangsta-ass niggas.
Rocktar, what'd you learn in school today?
He learned to close his eyes really tight if he's trying to read.
He learned not to go pee-pee in your pants, huh? Yay, good job, Rocktar!
Fuck school, nigga, I'ma be a dope dealer. I'ma be a killer, yep, a urban gorilla. Knock, knock, who's there? Well, it's the gang, it's the A-Stuff. The gangster who? Yo, it's your brother, gangster Dre stuff. Open up the door so I can flow and let them know that me and BG knock it.
What you say? What you say? I say whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Abbiamo l'obbligo di dire apertamente, avere questa libertà, ma senza offendere, perché è vero che non si può reagire violentamente, ma se il dottor Gasparri, grande amico, mi dice una parolaccia contro la mia mamma, ma gli aspetta un pugno.
like that, and I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Like that, and I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back.
Oh, I got one. The baby one.
Man down, where you from, nigga? Fuck who you know, where you from, my nigga? Where your grandma stay, my nigga? This mad city I run, my nigga. Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch.
Enough for the this pair on animal abuse charges.
Fox 8 News reporter Kathleen Cochran live in Russell Township with details.
Hi, Bill and Stacy. Well, the couple is accused of throwing two cats like this one here out of their car and killing them. Now, as part of their sentence, this little guy's having fun, but now as part of their sentence, the couple is going to have to come right.
Down with OJ, so fuck how you living. I'm the unforgiving, psycho-driven murderer. It's organic, don't panic, I can't stand it. God damn it, schizophrenic. So fuck Charlie Manson.
The cat fucked that bitch up, man.
God damn, I love cats. I hope it wasn't declawed. That would just be great.
Oh, man. It was mad the whole time, though. You remember that old school video where they were trying to show all the cats that were trying to be adopted or whatever, and they went by the one cat's cage, and it's like...
It's like, please, come pick it up.
I want that one, please.
It'll be great with your kids.
No cage, please. Just hand it to me. Just open the cage and let it jump on me. I'll take it home like that.
God damn.
Jesus Christ. Those are the kind of cats that end up in your fucking lo mein. All right. I have another video submission.
Oh, shit.
Someone wanted us to explain this.
Preview of a new series
We'll try.
coming soon.
It's anything like
Donate
the
to help
chicken,
the
we can't promise
ministry
nothing.
at AprilAndWenShow.com.
Your mind. It is the center of your life. It is everything you hear, everything you see, everything you feel. It is everything you are. How would you know if someone stole your mind?
Okay. So this is obviously an Illuminati reference. How would you know if someone stole your mind? And could you be wrong about that?
That's what I was thinking when I first saw this. How would you know? Can you prove that? Could you be wrong about that?
I actually have a little video lined up, if you don't mind. It's my favorite Illuminati song. You listen to Illuminati rock?
Not a whole lot.
No,
I've strayed
dude.
from it in later years.
I'm gonna play you a little bit of Illuminati rock right now. Enjoy.
Well, it's time to vote in the USA, so get yourself to a polling place come Tuesday. Just know that your vote comes with a little catch. See, the election is rigged like a wrestling match. Obama and Romney are skull and bones. They're the secret lizard beast that sits on two thrones. You can see it on a money pyramid with an I-L-L-U-M-I-N-A-T-I. They call me crazy, they're abduct and sedate. To keep them out of your head, you gotta masturbate. Masturbate. Do you know what happens to your vote when it's cast? As I run from the car, drops, I'll answer real fast. When you toss your ballot in the voting trust, the paper is ground up into dust, then merged with milk and stirred to a course, and the mixture is fed to a hungry horse. That horse is ridden until dead, and they bury its body but not its head. The head is turned to a pungent cheese, and is shipped in crates to the Chinese. The workers eat the cheese and get on a bus, make the bones and clothes, and ship them back to us. We buy those iPads, Kindles, and Nooks, and use them to log into Facebook, where we argue politics with our friends, and the whole thing starts all over again. From pole to horse, cheese to boat, none of it'll happen unless you vote. The election right. Oh, yeah.
That's my Illuminati symbol for everybody. I'm part of the Illuminati. Also, Zoltan.
We need our bubble suits, bro.
Let's see what their Illuminati shit is here.
Telepathy, reading minds, telekinesis, moving objects with the mind, uploading memories, even photographing a dream. These are things that are being done in the laboratory today, not tomorrow.
I always tell my students that there is no science fiction anymore. All the science fiction I read in high school, we're doing.
Flying cars, motherfucker. Flying cars. I don't see any flying cars around, motherfucker. If we're doing everything that you read about and when you were in high school, there should be hover fucking skateboards. Like real hover skateboards, not that magnet shit. They did the fucking... The magnet shit is no improvement on the goddamn movie. That's what they used for the movie. for Back to the Future 2. They used magnet shit. So you're copying what they did in a movie to create a hoverboard that they created fucking in the 80s. Good job.
Right.
Bravo.
I have to take a second here because I see the chat's blowing up with this. I really doubt that Michio Kaku supports anything that is going on in this video.
Who?
The scientist, the Asian guy. He's a fucking physicist. He's
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
When all I heard was cock.
That's all you ever hear.
Yeah. But no, I know who you're talking about. He's a smart ass guy, and he doesn't support this shit at all. But they're using it as proof because he says science can do these things. It's
Take note, Christians who might be watching. This is what it means to actually take someone out of context.
Jesus. All right. This is a long video. I'm going to give it like a minute more, and then I think we're going to take another break, and then we'll finish the show.
Yeah, because I doubt it's going to get any more in depth than this, right?
Yeah, not much.
Well, first of all, just last year, for the first time in history, we actually uploaded a memory into a mouse. This is huge.
Tell us your fantasy. We'll give you the memory. You want to be a crime fighter, or world-class athlete, or secret agent. Yeah. Happy trails, man.
I'd just like to point out that their proof that they upload memories to people is a movie clip.
Total Recall, bro. Total Recall is the reality to Illuminati people.
Oh my god. I think I'm done with it. Thank you for your submission. I can't deal with... The name of that video was 666 Illuminati Technology Revealed. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with people?
No, there's a lot of Alex Jones is an Illuminati reptile.
A lot of those Illuminati things. I think the issue is that they're not stupid, but they're smart in a way that takes the information and processes it in a totally different way. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I don't know how you come to the conclusion that like the Super Bowl is Illuminati. Like, why? What the fuck is the point? It's not. Nobody's like Illuminati is awesome or any. It's not doing anything. It's, you know, and hidden in Geico commercials and whatever else the fuck craziness shit you can find. It's not doing anything. Nobody comes away from the Geico commercial being like, and here the symbolism is the breaking of the plates, which each plate represents a state, and therefore it's crashing the country. Nobody. You know what they think after that? They're like, God damn it, I wish my program would come back on. That's it. That's it. They don't even think 15% can save me money on my car insurance. They're like, I already have car insurance, or I don't have a car. Just put my goddamn TV show back on.
It's the same thing as like back in the day when you listen to Stairway to Heaven backwards. It's like, did you hear that? You see what they're trying to do here? They're trying to make us worship the goddamn devil. I mean, these are those people. Those people who just moved on and discovered the internet.
All right, I need to do a new screen capture real quick. I've got a new guest in the chat here. How you doing? Is that you, Nancy? Nancy, can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you, TJ. I'm surprised you actually allowed me to come on the show. That's awfully brave of you.
Yeah, you know, we're very interested in hearing your views, I guess.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are, Cactus. I'm sure you want to hear about a case I heard in which a man smoked a pot, ate one of them pot brownies, and across the street...
He smoked a pot?
He smoked a pot brownie, and across the street, his neighbor's dog vomited into his baby's mouth.
That's the best argument I've heard so far.
It never happened before, Cactopus, until his neighbor smoked the pot brownie.
What kind of device do they use to smoke the pot brownie? Do you know? Is it like black tar hashish, but brownie?
You know, I'm not familiar with all your little pothead lingo. Okay, I suspect they probably cooked it up in a bowl or shot it with a syringe.
Those people mainlining THC, you just can't trust them. And chocolate, you're just asking for it. By the way, you know, a lot of people probably have chocolate in their systems after a crime is committed.
Oh, don't give me that, Cactopus. Nobody eats a Hershey bar and then goes on a shooting spree down a highway. Okay, for that you need to inject a pot brownie.
I don't know, man. I heard a story about a guy who ate a Take 5 and then took 5 lives. You ever try to Take 5? They're really good. I don't even know if they make them anymore.
I don't do drugs. Cactopus.
Do you enjoy chocolate, Nancy? You know, like a big log of chocolate.
This isn't about me. This is about the future of our children. Oh. And I don't think your little pop enemas and whatever your little kids are doing these days.
The day that I shove a bud up my ass is the day that I'm like, fuck it, I'm done with it.
Oh.
No more. Oh. Nancy. Why do you have such a hard time understanding why your arguments are not good when they get used for pretty much anything else? Do you understand that, like, you know, caffeine is detrimental? Some people are really sensitive to caffeine the same way that some people don't handle pot well, and some people, you know, a couple of drinks and they do stupid shit and they can't help themselves. Some of them even start podcasts. But, you know,
okay.
Go ahead.
Name me a single case in which somebody consumed caffeine and then immediately went out and fornicated with a platypus. Name it. You have 5, 4, 3, 2,
I'm pretty sure Dark Matter.
What did I tell you?
Dark Matter did that shit.
He cannot name a single instance in which someone consumed caffeine and then had fornicated with the platypus. That happens with pot injections every single day of the week, and I will not stand for it.
It's an Australian epidemic.
Smoking marijuana and sodomizing a platypus is an epidemic.
Platypus sodomy, brought to you by the goddamn podcast.
You won't find this anywhere else.
Jesus Christ. Nancy, I've got to ask you, were there any cases when you were a prosecutor that you regret the way you prosecuted them?
My only regret is that I didn't prosecute more of the potheads.
I guess that makes sense. It seems like if you use the same arguments in court that you use on your TV show, they shouldn't really convince anybody, and you seem to have a really good winning record. So how is it? Did they just elect a lot of inbred judges in your district?
Here, Cactopus, this is what I want done. Okay?
It's almost not even Nancy Grace at this point. It's just dark matter. you just almost drop the accent and the voice entirely. You're like, look, Coctopus. I'm sorry, my dark matter. Look, Coctopus. Let me tell you how things are gonna go down now.
I don't know who this dark matter person is that you speak of. He sounds gorgeous, but that's neither here nor there. What we should be talking about is how we should be punishing these lowlifes. And I'll tell you right now, I support the death penalty.
For pot use.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. If they want to inject themselves, then let's give them something to inject themselves with.
God damn, Nancy.
You know what I think a proper penalty should be is maybe make them overdose on pot.
That's what they want, Cactopus.
But you could just make every last pot smoker that you catch overdose on weed, and that way they would all be dead, right?
If you are within a 50-yard radius of something that has pot residue on it, then basically it should be a firing squad. I'm dead serious.
Then me and you should never meet up. I'm pretty sure my entire inside of my lungs is residue. You could scrape my lungs and have a really good time.
I know of a case in which a guy snorted a pot and then he immediately put on a Darth Vader costume and raped a tree.
Jesus, that's pretty graphic and in detail, Nancy. There's children that might be watching.
That's what your pot has done. That's what your pot has done. That's not what I have done.
Tell him, Chivo. Say, fuck you, Dolphin. Fuck you, Ware. Fuck you, Nancy Grace. I don't like you, Nancy Grace.
But Nancy, surely you understand. Surely you understand that this is America. If I want to ingest marijuana, dress up like Darth Vader, and have intercourse with a tree, that is well within my constitutional rights, is it not?
It is not, and let me explain why. You have sexual intercourse with a tree. That's wood-on-wood friction. That creates a forest fire. There's pot plants in the forest that get ignited, and I get high because of your wrongdoing, and suddenly I'm culpable, and my head gets put in the guillotine.
I think your arguments are getting better.
Jesus, that's like way better than your normal arguments. It was so thought out.
Like it followed one after another and everything. It's like trying to rap worse than G-Man. It just can't be done. If you rhyme something, you're already doing better.
I told you, that was so much better logic that Nancy normally uses in the day-to-day on what HLN. I'm proud of you, Nancy. You're getting better.
Yeah, so everyone admits I win the debate, and pot is now punishable by death. I'm very happy for everybody.
I think your prize for winning this debate is going to be not being featured on the goddamn podcast until the next time you say something retarded. How's that?
Which gives you a couple of days.
Yeah, at least maybe 12 hours. When's the next time your show airs? Because this is only once a week, so if you do anything stupid in the next week, it's probably going to get featured. Because you're just dumb. Anyway, all right. Sorry.
That's my life's ambition, Coctopus.
Just to be dumb?
Well,
you're doing a great job. Yeah, you are fucking on top of that shit. Okay.
To be on your little piddly interweb show.
It is piddly, but you know, I get a lot of comments that are like, why does Dark Matter come on this stupid fucking podcast, but he won't go on the discombobulated poor people? You know, or the whatever they're called, the stoned royalty. You will stop smoking pot now. Holy shit.
This is the real Nancy coming up.
The real Nancy.
I'm sick and tired of your disgusting lifestyle.
Jesus Christ. Have you considered becoming a death metal singer? That's like more metal than I can. Take a sip of your ginger ale or whatever the fuck it is you drink.
Root beer.
Your root beer, yeah, it does. Fucking root beer. Oh my God, Nancy, you're too much.
God, dude.
Nancy, you know that pot smokers often they live a really hardcore life, and in this new day and age, then kids refer to it as the thug life. Have you ever experienced the thug life?
Oh, I know they live the thug life, Coctopus. As a matter of fact, I see that not only do you inject the pot, but you drink the booze. That's a double whammy. You're just ready to explode. You're a powder keg. You're a powder keg.
I'll take that as a compliment, really. I wouldn't want to be like a dud. You know what I mean?
But Nancy, you know, Coctopus also has a child.
I
know how you are with the children.
Are you orgasming?
That's what I was just going to ask.
I'm pretty sure that was like full blown. Is that your O face we're seeing right now? That's the Nancy Grace O face. She's like, oh, 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 oh. Dark Matter, is your wife trying to sleep? Seriously, like, is she at least in her...
I closed the door, Coctopus.
Jesus Christ. Like, I feel bad for my girlfriend, but then, like, when we get Dark Matter really going, I feel really bad for his family.
Because when he gets really going, it's like, what's it, like 1 a.m. for y'all there?
Yeah. It's late. It's late as shit. That's the only way we can make this shit work, man. So, and Dark Matter doesn't mind. Like, he doesn't work. He fucking makes fucking Microsoft Paint animations and shit. I'm sorry, we're not talking about... We're talking about this YouTuber guy. He's basically a bald douchebag that makes shitty cartoons, somehow gets a shitload of subscribers. He drives a fucking Lotus. He's unfucking bearable. He frequents our shows. We're like... We put on a nice face because, like, you want to try and get some of those subscribers. You know, you're hoping he's going to like or favorite one of your videos or something like that, or comment or whatever. But
I know who Dark Matter is. Oh, I know who Dark Matter is, Coctopus. Oh, you don't need to tell me. Coctopus.
Yes.
Just keep saying his name.
Dark Matter. Dark Matter. Dark Matter. Dark Matter. Dark Matter. This is honestly embarrassing. Someone's like, this is honestly embarrassing. And yeah, that's pretty much the direction. I was trying to save it with a little bit of thug life, but it just wouldn't happen, would it? Now we're literally dealing. Oh my god. Now I see why he doesn't go on that other podcast, and it's because he's afraid that too many people will see him embarrass himself.
Sweetie, didn't you draw a penis on your nose?
But that's just because I don't give a fuck. And that was me doing my best Dark Matter impression. With hair, of course.
Your nose ain't big enough, sweetheart.
I know. I knows.
You'd have to be one lying son of a bitch in Pinocchio to draw Dark Matter's cock on your nose.
Oh, I thought you meant like your nose is bigger. Yeah, but no, yeah. We all know you have a baby dick. Like, that's just a well-known fact. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Jeffrey is modeled after you, right?
Let's get something straight, Coctopus.
Wait a second.
Dark Matter's cock is the only thing I will smoke. Okay?
Remember, you had, God, who was it from the video where if atheists go to heaven and he sells out? Was that Phil?
Azranok.
Oh, it was Azranok. And Azranok sells out. He's got the tiny little. That's exactly what. Have you seen that, Drew? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's such a classic video, man. I love that shit. That was back when Dark Matter used to include me in his videos. If I, and he did make me beg for years and years to be included in another video. So, but whatever.
I will put you in another video if you stop cooking up the crystal pot.
I don't know if I can do that, man. I've been Breaking Bad for a while. Breaking Bud.
TJ's Breaking Bud.
Breaking Bud.
Crystal.
Holy shit! All right, let's do another Thug Life. This is the last Thug Life of the night, and then we're gonna come back with the last nerve, which is always fun, and we'll see if you guys enjoy it as much as we do. All right, here's Thug Life. Enjoy. Oh shit. Whoopsie.
The wood spider is the most accomplished of all web-building species. Recently, scientists gave these tiny creatures a variety of psychoactive drugs to observe their effects on web building. When given a minute dose of LSD, the spider's web took on an unfamiliar, minimalist structure. When given caffeine, the web structure was not affected, but the spider's behavior was. Given THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, the spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock, where it lay all day and watched the caffeine spider go. When given alcohol, the spider built a web, found a mate, and raised over 100 young. But the mate got a restraining order, and now the spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for suckers, waited till the caffeine spider was exhausted, then came up behind it and popped a cap in its ass.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off.
Maybe so. Let's get an update from Paul.
Our first huddle report of the season, David. Brian telling the club that they haven't played well, yet you're within 2. He really wants them to run. He said especially with Kyle Korver on the court to press the tempo of this and to please take care of the basket.
Come on. Hot, sicker than your average. Papa twist cat.
20 secondi!
Now the funeral is over, and all the tears are dried up. Niggas hanging deep on the cut, getting fired up. Looking for the nigga who pulled his pistol on my homie. And eye for an eye, so now your life is what you owe me. Look deep into the eyes of your motherfucking killer. I want you to witness your motherfucking murder, nigga.
Don't touch it.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
Fuck! You're kidding!
Judge.
Chillin' with my nigga Lil Tom and Princess Loco, T-Dog nigga, straight from the motherfucking hill, but I'm also down with the motherfucking folk on the killer.
The teacher told him to sit down, and the teacher says that Keyshawn used the N-word first.
And I just kind of was stunned a second. Well, then get away from the door, nigga.
I go hard in the motherfucking paint.
Nigga.
Leave you stankin'.
Nigga.
What the fuck you thinking?
Nigga.
I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I say. Front yard, broad day with the S.
And the next thing I want to call Mayor Britannia in Hamilton and tell them that we're going to have to spank their little tiger cats. Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy, Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life tour. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
Man down. Where you from, nigga? Fuck who you know. Where you from, my nigga?
Damn.
Yep.
She said I wanted to eat her pussy. I had a lovely wife at home. I got more than enough to eat. I bet you do.
If only all elected officials were that straight.
Dude, I love that shit.
You
he
will
doesn't
win my vote.
He doesn't have that much to eat. I don't leave that many leftovers.
Oh, stop.
You need to put the little sunglasses in the joint on Jeffrey.
Yeah, for real. What the hell? You're slacking, man. This is top. I put a lot of time into this. Do you notice how there's no delay now? Dark matter.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
What happened?
I bought a mixer, and I've got a online, like a digital mixer and a physical mixer and all kinds of fucking cables and shit. But it works like the goddamn charm.
Wow, yeah.
This went from like Stone Age to like tents in the forest. Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
Like caveman times to, camping out. So it's a step up.
I really appreciate it.
I'm glad he got it working here right now after almost 2.5 hours of going live. It's good though, man. It's nice.
2.5 hours, man. We've been going for 3. Well, there was a delay. My computer crashed fucking hard between the pre-show and the regular show, which is terrible. But what the fuck ever. I don't care. All right. You guys ready for The Last Nerve?
The Last Nerve. You ready, Dark Matter?
What is that exactly?
It's like the last video that we cover for the show. Oh.
Okay.
I like your sunglasses. Very nice. Actually, you know what? Let's save Lesnar for a minute because we're just getting dark matter as himself.
Semen.
I think that I did have a couple of other intro ideas. I was thinking maybe if it was like Charlie and the Cocklet Factory. Dark matter, mute while you're typing. Jesus Christ. You fucking loud as shit. Anyway, I was thinking maybe if it was Charlie and the Cocklet Factory with Jesus Christ, dark matter. I'll fucking kill you.
What an asshole.
Yeah, for real. Next thing we'll hear him sipping his root beer.
God damn it, I just fucking ran out. Do you remember what you were doing when it was New Year's Eve, 1999?
Oh, yeah. I got absolutely schnockered because I went to a party and all they had was like vodka. And I didn't, and I was a beer drinker, like a light beer drinker back then. And I like shot. And I had to be taken care of pretty much. I was woken up 5 minutes before midnight and then kept awake until midnight passed, and then as it passed, so did I. The fuck out.
I remember everybody was fucking scared to death of Y2K. You had the religious nuts saying the world was gonna end. It was like so not a party compared to the other years.
Were you in that position? Because I know I was at my grandparents' and we had like all these different things of like canned goods and water saved.
Oh my god!
Yeah, dude,
really?
It was like,
what the fuck is gonna happen because of computers or whatever?
We had those 50-gallon drums or whatever with pumps made on top for like water.
You guys are fucking nuts.
I was in the unique position of having a mother who was a computer programmer who worked on the Y2K problem, and I knew that it wasn't going to be anything. You know, she told me all about it. And it was just all bullshit hype.
Bullshit. You were trying to figure out a way to mount a motorcycle rack on the back of your Lotus. How do I get a dirt bike back here in case the roads are blocked?
My Lotus wasn't even invented by then, Cactopus. It was the Esprit at that time, so. Pwned.
That sounds even gayer than
it is.
Esprit. Yeah, great.
I will Esprit all over your face. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. That's my line. You're not a real man. What do you drive, Drew?
I drive a 1994 GMC Sierra pickup.
Hey man, that was my first car actually, a 94 GMC Sonoma, the nice edition, and I pimped that fucking truck out. It was nice, and then I wrapped it around a tree. I got it fixed up and sold it, but still, it was bad. Right now, I drive a 1998 Nissan Altima I just passed 180,000 miles. I'm at like
my 94 has 120.
Jesus, what is like a fucking? You live like or you work next door or what?
I used to until I moved here. I lived right next door to my work for like 3 years, but I got it from my grandpa when he died. My grandpa, it was a grandpa, so he hardly ever drove it.
So it's haunted.
How many miles did you say it had? 100 and what?
120 for a 94.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculously low. My truck, my 94 had less when I sold it in like 2003.
My Lotus has 16,000 miles on it.
When you hit 20, you gonna just trade it in, buy a new one?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, or are you gonna do like that Breaking Bad thing where you just do donuts in a parking lot and set the bitch on fire?
Your Lotus might only have 16,000 miles, but your scalp has about 500,000. Bitch.
It's all semen. It's delicious. Oh, y'all got me on the show? Y'all got me on the show right now?
Yes.
Oh. How y'all doing? Hang on a second. Put this semen away.
Well, make sure you also put away the Ebola sprinkles.
Oh, you done heard about that, huh?
We done heard about it.
This is serious business. Y'all need to get with the times and wake up, okay?
That voice is so fucking offensive. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry to offend you. You know, this is the voice I was born with.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm gonna. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it.
No, I don't know what. I want to meet up with this Drew character so I can put the fear of God into him. Well, I say we throw down.
What?
This young Drew character over here he's all jacked up on semen. I bet you just full of semen, boy, aren't you? Got a belly full of semen.
Oh my
no, sir.
Oh, that's better. That's better. You see, I like that. I like that respect.
Okay, do you guys remember? You guys all know Ken.
Semen.